from a strictly Islamic perspective, a woman is required to remove her veil or face covering in a court of law. So from a purely Islamic point of view, it would be a religious requirement. There wouldn't be any offense. In fact, it would be, like I said, an act of virtue or piety, because in the prosecution of justice, any ambiguity could lead to a miscarriage, of justice. So in order to avoid that, there must be obviously no ambiguity whatsoever, and any covering of the face would definitely threaten a correct or just outcome. So based on that very simple precedent, the Muslim scholars, and by this I mean the classical Muslim scholars from ancient times, have made it quite categorical a requirement that a woman reveal her face in a court of law, whether she is part of the institution or she's a defendant, even if she may be a judge. A woman occupying that position was not altogether uncommon. Yeah, there's really no problem from an Islamic point of view regarding a woman moving her face covering the court of law.
So are you surprised that this argument was even raised, considering because it's based on cultural reasons?
Well, I must be honest, I was quite bemused by it when I read about it earlier this morning. In fact, a colleague of mine brought it to my attention. And like I said, this is a matter that has been resolved, at least in an Islamic context, 1,400 years ago. So it was quite amusing. I think, and I'm just assuming here, because Islamic law is so multifaceted and so detailed and comprehensive, covering everything from hygiene and diet, all the way to marriage and health issues, commerce, governance of state. Obviously, Muslims are not familiar with all the laws unless they formally studied it, and a practicing believing Muslim, they're less familiar with the laws governing the protocol of a Muslim in a court of law. So I wouldn't be surprised to learn that this lady may simply not have been familiar with the Islamic law regarding